Good afternoon and welcome to our next question and answer session today. And it's all about studying for a career in fashion. So I'm Nadia and today I'm joined by our two expert panelists. We've got Karen. Hi Karen.
Hi Nadia.
Karen is one of our fashion tutors, and we've also got Andy as well. Hi Andy.
Hi Nadia.
Andy is a member of our careers and guidance team. So just to give you a bit of context of what we've been doing kind of the last week or so. So we've been broadcasting a series of live events on Facebook, and these events are to help support anyone who is thinking about studying with us at Walsall College, for people who need to support adults and young people in helping them with their education and training choices as well. So with us, you can study anything from full-time courses, apprenticeships, part-time or evening courses, right from entry level all the way up to degree level in some cases as well. We do have a huge range of courses, so lots of different subject areas and different ways to study, ranging from you can attend one of our world-class facilities, you can study part-time, online or in the workplace. We've got lots of different kind of options and choices for everybody. As I said, today's session is about fashion, and Karen will tell you lots of different things like what the courses have on offer, the facilities, what sorts of careers you can go on to, and lots of different things. So it will be a very informative session. If you do have any questions, please feel free to pop them on our Facebook feed. You can also email us on info@walsallcollege.ac.uk, or you can send a direct message as well after the session ends. It's absolutely fine. We will get back in touch with you. Before we kick off, I just want to mention a few of our upcoming sessions that we've got next week. So starting from Monday, we've got plumbing. Tuesday, we have brickwork. Wednesday, we have carpentry. And on Thursday, we have engineering. Those sessions are all at 4 p.m. And then on Friday at 3 p.m, we have a session on hair, barbering and beauty as well. So again, you can look for all of these sessions, all of the timings, everything, all the kind of upcoming sessions after next week's as well on our Facebook events page. You can also go on our website and click on the events tab, and all the sessions will be linked on there, put on that particular page. We are still adding more sessions as we go along as well, so please do keep popping back, have a look at all the new sessions that we are adding as we're going along. So before we get into fashion, I think then we might have a few viewers with us today that have already applied and they're wondering what's happening next, what's going on. So just to let you know, we will have received your application and we will be contacting you very soon to let you know what your next steps are. I mean, it does depend on the lockdown situation and the advice that we get from the government on allowing us to kind of safely open our doors again, open our campuses to let students and staff back in. What we are thinking about doing and what we've got on the cards is we're hoping to arrange some welcome weeks for you during summer. So we will invite all of our applicants back. They'll come in over summer, meet the staff, look at the facilities. The staff get to know the applicants as well. And most importantly, we'll just make sure that you will be put on the right course suitable for yourself. So it will hopefully be a good opportunity for everyone to meet each other, see the facilities and have a bit more of an in-depth chat about the application that you've put in. The main thing to do at the moment, what I would say for anyone who's considering coming to college, is to pop an application in, and that will enable us to reserve a space for you for September. So yeah, please just start applying online. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to kick off. So let's talk about fashion. So hi Karen again. Karen, can you briefly mention the types of courses we offer in fashion at Walsall College?
Yeah, hi Nadia. Hello anybody who's joining us to hear about the fashion courses. We're really lucky here at Walsall College. We kind of start from the very small courses, so we do some pattern cutting evening courses for anybody who just wants to dip their toe in. They're generally once a week and in the evening, so anybody can access them. Probably our main course is level 3 fashion and clothing national diploma, and that is open to people who've just left school and have done their GCSEs and are wanting to go on to do a degree. So that's a 2-year course, and it covers like practically every facet of fashion that you can get. But we're also lucky in the fact that with the situation with fees and student loans and it being quite expensive to move away and to study, and people who don't really fancy going there, we also very lucky that we have a level 4 higher national certificate. We also have a higher national diploma, but not only that is we then go on to top it up, and we've got a level 6 top-up degree that's accredited by BCU. So you've got such a huge range. You can go from the very beginning to the very end, all at Walsall College, depending on what you want to do. But obviously on the level 3 national diploma, we do also encourage people to apply to other degrees. So there's that option as well. So you're covered on all bases.
Yeah, that's brilliant. It's amazing that you go right from beginner level all the way up to advanced. We've actually had our first question in straight away from Lauren. Lauren is saying, hi, do you do part-time fashion courses for people with no experience?
Yes, that's where the pattern cutting evening classes come in. You don't have to have any experience of pattern cutting. I mean, it's not completely focused on fashion, it's more about being able to learn to make patterns and then to produce clothing, but you do get some experience, and we do have a lot of people go on from the part-time courses to actually apply to the level 3 and particularly to the higher levels, the national certificate as well. So it's a really good start.
Yeah, hopefully that's answered your question, Lauren. Okay, so moving on to the next thing. At the college, we love for our students obviously to go on to university or work and that sort of thing. What sorts of careers can students potentially go on to from the fashion offer at Walsall College?
This is one of my favourite questions. We get asked a lot, usually by really concerned parents who think, oh, what kind of job is a fashion job? They see it as you just go and you're either a very famous fashion designer or nothing happens for you, when actually there are a huge amount of jobs out there for fashion. I've actually written a little bit of a list so I didn't forget, because there were so many. So I mean, obviously teaching like I teach, there's fashion promotion, there's fashion illustration, there's buying. Obviously there are designing jobs, manufacturing jobs, journalism. So a lot of people are making money online being bloggers and vloggers, and there's millinery, there's styling, there's fashion photography, there's textiles, there's print. And it's not just, you're not just stuck in fashion. If you get a degree in fashion, that doesn't limit you. You've also got jobs in a wider creative art, so you've got theatre design. I do a lot of interior design outside of my work, so you've also got that. The digital art, because we cover a lot of CAD on the course, you can go into digital art, sculpture, textiles artists. There is a huge amount of jobs, and this country, that's what we're very famous for at the moment, is creative arts. Is really, it's one of our biggest industries, so there's a wide range of jobs for you out there.
Wow, there's loads. Didn't realise there was so much breadth in that. That's amazing. That's really good.
And the jobs aren't just in London either, sorry.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that you have to go to London to do these jobs, and the Midlands is huge for creative arts jobs as well.
Yeah, brilliant. Karen, what sorts of facilities have we got available?
Well, obviously I'm going to big them up and show off about them, but we have actually got some really good facilities. So we've got 2 large pattern cutting rooms, which have got pattern cutting tables, state-of-the-art industrial machines, which you can see in the background when you talk. So I mean, that's really important that we've got industrial machines, irons, overlockers, so that you're getting the experience that you'd need and you're using the equipment that you would use outside when you get a job. But we've also got a CAD suite, which is what I teach predominantly. So we've got computers, they've got the whole suite of what Photoshop does. So you've got, you know, Adobe Photoshop, and you've got all the illustrations, animation ones. But we're also lucky that we've got fashion standard technology as well. So we've got what's called Lectra, and they do a Kaleido style and a Kaleido print, and also that's used in the industry. So we're very lucky, because I don't think a lot of colleges carry that. So people like Marks and Spencers, they use Kalido. Lots of really top names use that equipment, and we've got that facilities. But we've also got other links in the college, in the fact that we've got studios where we can do photo shoots, which is really important. So you've got dark rooms, you've got the photography studios, we've got access to digital cameras. If we go upstairs, we've got a print room, which we can do screen printing, which is obviously very important in the fashion industry, and a different range of printing equipment. And then upstairs we can do woodwork, we can use glass to, you know, if you want to make accessories. So there's so many things around the college that we can use. So we've got access to a lot of really top quality stuff.
It's really exciting. It's really good. At the college, we talk a lot about working with industry professionals and making sure that our courses align to the jobs market. What sorts of employers can our students expect to work with, and also in what sort of capacity as well?
Oh, we do lots of things. So every year we try and do live projects. So there's a lot of competitions out there that are linked with really, really good companies. In the past, we've had a lot to do with the clothes show. We've had a lot of finalists. The Worshipful Glove Company, which is a really big company, they do a competition every year. But we're also very lucky in the fact that we have a lot of visiting lecturers. So we've had shoe designers come in, fashion designers from London come in and talk about their experiences and their businesses. We've sent them to work at their places, do work experience there, and we have a lot of people come in and set projects. So we've had George from Asda come in the past, not the actual George, but somebody from that area come in and set a project, and all these things are really important. We've got links with a company called Brady Bags, which is a brilliant company, and in the past it wasn't expected, but they set a project and they were so impressed that they actually employed one of our quite young students. You know, at level 3 you're not normally looking at getting employment straight after, you're normally looking at going on to university, and she was snapped up straight away, and they've put some of the students' work straight into production. And so it's really good. We've got quite a lot of ties, and it's all quite exciting and keeps the course fresh, so it's good.
That's awesome. I think you mentioned work experience in there, so the work experience is an element of the level 3 in particular, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's getting more and more important that we have the students doing work experience. So in the future, I think how the courses are changing is we're very much encouraging our own students to find their own work experience as well as the work experience that we're getting them as well, so that there's a balance of that. But it is extremely important that there's nothing better than a real life going to work and seeing how it really works, because it's so different from either us telling them or what they see on the telly on Coronation Street in the knicker factory. It's not like that, so it's really important that they get that experience.
Yeah, well, that's really cool. So I mean, would students need to buy equipment for the courses?
There is some, I mean, it's always helpful for you to have your own equipment, so scissors, craft stuff like paper and paint and things like that. So it is important to have a small amount of that stuff, but as a college we like to make sure that we've got that equipment for you as well. So things like, if we set you a project, a denim wear project, we would supply the denim. However, if you then decided to design it so that it was covered in diamante, then obviously we would hope that you would get that yourself. But no, I mean, you need a portfolio, and it comes around Christmas that you need your portfolio, so we always get you to get that for Christmas, and sketchbooks really. So, but there isn't a huge amount needed for the course.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone is worried about finances, that sort of thing, you can get in touch with our student finance department, and we can offer bursaries with things like equipment and things like meals and bus passes as well. So do pop on our website to find out some more information about other financial support that we can offer to you. So we've had a question come in from the socials, a question from Bina. How will the closure of so many high street stores like Oasis and Debenhams affect the number of fashion-based, so things like design, merchandising, etc., opportunities that are available to people in the future?
Obviously, it changes the shape of the high street. That is very, that looks different now. People aren't necessarily going to shop for clothes, and that's where the problems come in the first place. So people are moving more online, so the customers and the clothes aren't disappearing, they're just moving. So there is still a huge amount of need for these things. So it, although it sounds like it is a panic, because Debenhams and Oasis are huge companies, Debenhams is a little bit of a dinosaur on the high street, if I can get away with saying that. And people are going elsewhere. It's so much easier. I mean, everybody's on lockdown at the moment, but everybody's bought an outfit while they've been at home. I know I bought 2 pairs of shoes this week. So I don't think it's a problem.
Yeah, good answer. What sort of hours would a kind of a level 3 learner be expected to, what's in a typical week compared to like an adult learner who's doing an evening course?
Well, I mean, in the past, you would have been at college like I was 5 days a week. However, a college week is normally around 3.5 days to 4 days a week. That gives you some flexibility to, I don't know, get a job. A lot of my students do have jobs and having to work at the same time, learning to drive and things like that. So you aren't in a full week. However, I would warn prospective students that the amount of work that you're given makes it really a full-time course. So you're expected to do a lot of work at home. So although you will have access all week to things like the LRC, where you can use the computers and you can look at the books and the magazines that we've got, and there are areas for you to work, usually 3 to 4 days a week you'll actually be in a classroom with us.
Okay. Andy, I was going to move on to yourself now. We might have a few viewers that are watching in that haven't got a clue about what sort of career they want to go into, what course they want to go on to. Is there anything that we can offer to those particular students to kind of help them out, and what sort of support that your team can provide to them?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're a team of 5 level 6 qualified careers officers. So we, help students out from all levels across college, prospective students obviously as well. But yeah, I mean, best way to do is just get in touch with us in the first instance. Get in touch by telephone, email. We're doing Google Hangouts, virtual interviews and appointments as well. You can contact us through WhatsApp, Zoom, all these new kind of ways of communicating again with the current situation. So we are here, we can help. Lots of different things really. I mean, in terms of fashion, what I would personally say is anyone who's thinking of doing that course, go and research the different careers that the course can take you in, and all the different opportunities that it can lead to. Again, that's where we can come in. You can have a conversation with us, or if you've got any questions, we can point you in the direction to do a little bit of research into the different roles and what to expect. But we would say, I mean, anyone thinking of progressing as well into things like higher education, into employment, again, ourselves, the team, can help with that. That could be, researching on UCAS, looking at the different universities, the different degrees. I mean, Walsall College itself, we have a fantastic HE offer for fashion, which Karen obviously knows a lot about. So we advocate that students do look at that as a very good option, and that can lead to a host of different careers as well. As a team, we go into sessions, we go into classrooms and deliver talks on things like employability. So we help students with things like their CV, getting them ready for work, looking at work experience opportunities if they're looking for a part-time job, help with an interview technique session, to hone those type of skills. So, whatever the student needs in terms of support, we can, and careers, we can try and help as much as we can, and find the right course for them really, and see what's suitable for them.
That's really helpful. Karen, is there an opportunity for students to go on trips and, you know, out of the classroom, or, you know, like you said, access masterclasses, that sort of thing?
Yes, we encourage students to go to exhibitions, and to use their initiative and go to a lot of things themselves. However, we're very lucky being in Warsaw, although some people may not think so. We have an amazing art gallery right on our doorstep. Not only has it got a brilliant permanent exhibition there of amazing artists, we have a lot of visiting exhibitions that are brilliant. And the building itself is amazing, so we do encourage students to go there very regularly. We've also got amazing museums in Birmingham. We've got BMAG, we've got the Icon, so we do go to those quite a bit. We've had trips to New York, we've been to Spain, we've been to Paris, we've been on a lot of trips. A regular trip that I think is probably the most important to mention is that we like to go to, excuse me, I've got a cough. We like to go to Graduate Fashion Week every year, which is where all any of the good universities that do fashion, they showcase their work there. So you get to see other students' work, not just their clothes, but their portfolios and their sketchbooks. There's a really good fashion show. A lot of people from the industry are there. A lot of famous people go there. So that's a really important trip that we do every year. But yeah, there's always lots of trips. And like I say, we do encourage students, advise them on things that are upcoming that they could go and see.
Awesome. We've had another question from Lauren again, actually. Do you need to know how to draw to study fashion, or do you teach that as well?
We do teach how to draw, and it is a good skill. It's a very strong skill, you know, but it's not always important to start off being able to draw. I mean, I actually am the illustration lecturer, so this is my forte. I'm a big believer that you can still be creative and not be very good at drawing. So things that I want you to do, there's always a way around it if you struggle with your drawing. So although drawing is good, creativity is more important. But we start you off from the basics. If you don't feel confident at the moment with your creative skills or your drawing skills, although we haven't got a lower fashion course than the level 3, there is the opportunity for you to do a general art and design level 2, which is only for a year, but it can get you up to speed and it can give you that confidence. So that would teach you, it does teach a little bit of fashion on it, but it also does painting, drawing, photography, graphics, 3D, and might make you feel a little bit more confident. You won't be able to do the course without drawing, but you don't have to be an amazing drawer, and we do start from the very beginning and teach you how to do those things, get those skills.
Lauren, I hope that answered your question. Thanks for that, Karen. Karen, in the next kind of couple of years or so, what sorts of careers or sectors might be the ones to watch out for in regards to fashion? So, for instance, like recycled clothes, those eco-conscious, or, you know, maybe there's more technology involved with fashion and clothing.
You're stealing my answers. That's terrible. I mean, they are the two main parts. So digitally, you know, when I started teaching, everything was on paper. You take your traditional portfolio to an interview and it'd have lots of drawings and things like that. And now everything's sort of online, digital, things are made in CAD, things are displayed on Instagram and on all these different, you know, things online. So that's really important, and that's just going to grow and grow, people doing things online, and you know, everybody having an iPad and being able to use the software on the iPad. But like you say, at the moment, in the way things are, yeah, totally eco, everything is, I mean, I think everybody's seen from the last few weeks that nature's coming back, and you can hear birds on the ozone layers shrunk and things like that. So we can't ignore that. We can't go back now. So that will be a huge thing. I think the fashion industry will be looking at. I mean, I think it started just before discussing fast fashion and how that's not a good thing, how we expect to have the latest fashion 2 weeks after it's been on the catwalk, and things change in the shops every couple of weeks. I think that's starting to slow down now, and people realising that's not good. And somebody at the forefront of that is Vivienne Westwood, and if you are interested, she's got a lot of things online at the moment that's talking about how we can have a more sustainable fashion industry at the moment, so that's very interesting. But those are the two places where I think it will be growing.
Nice one. Andy, I was going to come back to you. If a student realises within the first couple of weeks of a course that they're not really enjoying it, it's not for them, is there anything that they can do?
Yeah, so we would always aim to try and place them on another course within the college, if possible. So we can work with the students and make some inquiries with different departments, whatever the course they want to do. It could be an alternative creative industries course that can lead them to what they want to do a bit later on, if they're not quite suitable for that particular level, perhaps straight away. You know, we are an impartial service as well, so it could be the case that some students are referred to other institutions externally as well. We can advise on things like apprenticeships, for example, as well. So, you know, students come to us with lots of different ideas on where they want to go. But going back to your question, with the opening few weeks of the course, there's always a possibility that we can try and aim to find another course, you know, as long as it's suitable for them. And obviously, if there are still places available at that stage.
Okay. And what about if a student hasn't met the grades to get onto a level 3, what can they do? I mean, do we offer resits?
Yeah, so November resits for GCSEs, the college offers those to students. It's worth mentioning as well, students who come to us without grade 4 and above GCSEs, they can retake the qualification alongside a full-time programme, albeit they might have to do a level lower, for example. So there are level 2 courses. So for fashion, for instance, we do the level 3 course, but if students don't meet the entry requirement for that level, there's the option to do a level 2 and maybe do the English and maths or one or the other, whichever they need alongside it, and then progress a year later. So yeah, I mean, there's always an option. There's always a course that we can help place students on, and there's always ways around. So you know, if students want to do the November resits, fine. Otherwise, we can liaise with the tutors to look at maybe doing a course alongside their full-time programme.
I think it's important to know. Obviously, I think a lot of people are concerned with the grades at the moment, so that's
definitely
to know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Karen, back to you. If anyone here that's watching, that they've applied or they're thinking about applying, is there any advice that you can give to them if they are considering, you know, coming to join us in September? Like, for example, would you suggest them putting a portfolio together, maybe?
Yes. Really important part of the interview process is bringing your work in. At the level, if you're just finishing your GCSEs, obviously we don't expect you to have like a professional portfolio put together in a lovely expensive black portfolio. I think more importantly is your attitude. Are you passionate? Are you interested? Can you talk about it? And things like that. Work-wise, obviously, because we've been in lockdown, you're going to be missing quite a lot of work that you would have done at school, which is going to be unfortunate. That's not the end of the world. You've got a couple of options. What I always find really important when I'm interviewing someone isn't necessarily the work that they've done at school. Obviously, that is important, but it's very different being told what to do and having to follow, you know, a criteria that the GCSEs have set. I really love to see what you've done yourself. So most teenagers are on Instagram. Have you been styling yourself? Do you look at fashion yourself? What are you doing? Are you sketching? What are you sketching? If you're into fashion or art, you should always be sketching and drawing things. Yeah. Do you customise your clothes? When I was a young girl, I was always cutting my clothes up, changing them, printing on them, drawing on them. So anything that you do at home is just as important what you've done at school. So anything you're doing, if you've not been doing anything because it's a sudden change and in direction for you, what we can always do if you contact the college is we can set you a small project. I mean, that helps us, that helps direct you into something that you know you can follow. It helps you decide whether actually fashion is for you, whether you've enjoyed doing the project, and it is something for us to be able to look at and talk about. So if you haven't been doing those things, please don't panic. We can send you out a small brief or a suggestion of things to do. Something else, we have actually got an Instagram page and a Facebook page, which is called Fashion Department Walsall College. That might help you because we obviously put a lot of our students' work on there. So it might help you to have a little look at what our students are already doing. And that might help you a little bit with what you could bring in or experiment with. So those are all things that you could do to help you.
No, that's really useful. Just gonna wrap up. We have got one final question that's just come in actually from Holly. Holly is asking, is there a photography element to these fashion courses?
Right, there isn't a specific photography unit that we cover on the course at present. However, because we think it's a very important part of fashion at Walsall College, we do set you some photography work, and we let you do your own photography. But something that we have been doing for the last few years is introducing you to photography students, because we've got a really good photography setup as well, which has got the national diploma and HE and HND and the degree top up, and we link you to photographers as well, so you can work with them. So although there isn't a specific unit, but it is touched on, photography is touched on. And say when you come to do your final major project, which is at the end of the second year, you could choose to focus on photography if you wanted, if that's your interest. But yeah, there is access to photography.
Okay, cool. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm going to finish off here now. So yeah, just to end on this, please, if just viewers, anyone who's watching, please make sure you just do plenty of research around the course you do wish to study, whether it's fashion or anything else at the college, and kind of what you might want to progress onto in terms of career or an apprenticeship or higher education. Yeah, and then just submit your application in as soon as possible as well. I want to thank Karen for her expert knowledge. Thanks a lot, Karen. No problem. And Andy as well, thank you very much for letting us know what the careers team do. If you do want to contact the college, you can contact us. You can send a direct message to our Facebook page, or you can email us on info@walsallcollege.ac.uk. And if anyone wants to take up that offer on the projects that Karen was talking about, do feel free to send us an email, and we'll make sure that gets sent through to Karen and her team. So thanks a lot, guys. Please do tune in for our plumbing session at 4 o'clock on Monday. So I hope to see you there. Thank you. Bye.